Hello, boys and girls. Hey, everybody. I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David and Bassman? And anybody else who might be out there. Now, today, excuse me, I'm a little blurry there. There we go. It's me you want to look at. Not the back wall. That doesn't need to be in focus. I think I've just gone out of focus again. Never mind. We'll leave that there. Anyway, what we're doing today is we're putting the olive drab on our P-51D. This is a pretty straightforward operation, and what I'm thinking is that it should leave us with ample time, even after cleaning the airbrush, to mask up for our propeller blades. And because I've got a shake and bake in black, we can just get that done. Boom. Alrighty, these are the things. So that's what we're doing today. Now then, get that hose out the way. Stop that knees bent advancing behavior. Stop at that. Oh, really? We'll leave that there, kids. Camera comes around. Now, I come to the table. Now, I still haven't tidied up from yesterday's little session, but that's all good. Now, first things first. I thought I had the olive drab out. Wow, that I do have olive drab, but I reckon there may be one that's already open, so it might be well worth a while. I would suggest to use that one instead. Give me a moment. If I don't spot them like almost immediately, I'm just going to use that. Hello. Oh, that's Dunkelglun. No. Oh, no. Not seeing it, I don't think. No, that's British dark olive, but that's not olive drab. No, not in that one that I can see. We'll have a quick gander in our other container, and if not, we'll use the other olive drab that I have. Give me a moment, guys. Yeah, I forgot the coffee time, didn't I? What the hell? It's because I've already had a quite corky. I had a coffee disaster actually yesterday. My grinder stopped working. I might have fixed it, but I had to get I am correct. Olive drab. Had to get another grinder because, well, these are the things. Oh, hey, Carlos, how you doing, man? Now, assembly sheets. So, looking at, I might as well start giving this a bit of a shake before we even. There's not much of it. How much have I actually? I'm assuming there's paint. It feels like there's bugger all in there. So much so that I might just grab this other one and give that one a bit of a head start, if you follow me. That way, in the event that I'm seriously, give me a moment. Let me just get that out of the way so I don't. And why is this here? Really? What are you doing? Now, The hip is fantastic. Thank you, Bassman. Let me just get the focus. There we go. Look, I tell you, I haven't felt this good in years. Dead set serious. My mucky muck down the lower leg is all healed. There's some minor scars, but I wasn't exactly planning on launching a career as a model or leg model anyway. Leg and foot model, whichever the term they would have. I was swimming again. I'm walking. Yes, indeed, I'm talking. Can't remember what the rest of those lyrics are, but you get the idea there. Yeah, I think you get the drill. It's good. It's real good. I've even started doing my Tai Chi again. So that's a starting point before I can start moving on to more interesting forms. Note, or storyteller's note, you may or may not be aware what in Chinese, and I think possibly Korean martial arts, what they call a kata, in Chinese you'd have a form. And the other thing about it is that where if say you were to do Ichiryu, you do go through your various katas to get your belt. In Chinese, you'll tend to learn different forms. Like I know Tiger. I've started in Wing Chun. I do my Tiger and Crane. A few different types of Tai Chi and da. But the point is, it's a different approach. It's more you do that. You choose which options you do, and you get a good knowledge of the whole thing. But you specialize in one. Whereas in Japanese, it's you start and yeah. But I'm looking forward to getting into my more vigorous Chinese martial arts forms in about, well, it'll be a few months is the unfortunate reality. But I'm not a patient man. Well, yes, I am in the right time and place. But yeah, I just want to get into the training. Now, back to business, though. I've probably given you way more information than you require and discussed things that are in fact, I know they're totally irrelevant, but yeah. As you can see, I'm pretty keen about the whole situation. Now, all we're doing, see that nice, neat little line of olive drab. That's it. So marking that up is not going to be rocket science. Now, in this instance, we are going to need to be accurate. I don't mind if we go too long, but more with regards to the aluminium there, obviously. Now, let us have a quick look and see if it's an easily defined line. And, it's a little bit cunty off them. By which I mean, it's not quite where I would. Here we go. I'll give you a zoom so you can see what I'm bitching about. And it's a pretty minor issue, but you know. Okay, so what we got here. Now you'll see there's that line very clearly defined and printed. Now, in a happy, joy world, in my eyes, oh, wow. That's got challenges attached to it there, Carlos. If you've got a camera set up, let us know. And if you want, and this goes for everyone else too, if you want to have a bit of a show and tell or whatever, I can flick the link up. I believe I can do the invite thing. Anyway, getting back to this. Now that is not the line, it is just up a bit. Now, I've just seen the exact, here we go. If we, and I'll zoom out a little, there. There you go. We're looking at just where that line meets, I would suggest. If, well, one thing I can do straight away to make my life a bit easier on the master, zoom out. Oh, hey, I need to do a bit of a tidy up on one of these, this line here that didn't quite come out. That's something we'll attend to later. Be that as it may. Let's get these out the way. And you can see there's other touch-ups going to be required, but you know. Now, yeah, that's even better. I've most definitely seen the point we need to go for. All right. All righty. Now, excuse me. That's what I've identified where I want to go. It should be a pretty straightforward op. Now, give me a moment. I think I may have had a cold. I was coughing and spluttering a bit for a little while there, as far as for a few days. But it seems to be backing off a bit now. That's good. Now, anyway. Bassman, I was trying to remember the lyrics to the Time Warp for you, but I could only remember the first verse. Yeah. I think we're perhaps the character. Now, come here. So you can well concentrate for a while, guys. There we go. Kids. That's what I should have taken as my line. Excuse me a moment. I'll even show you, just as you can go, and even be able to confirm it for myself. Yes, there we go. Right. Exciting stuff, certainly to me, kids. Now, the Time Warp from Rocky Horror, it's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely. Not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. I remember doing the Time Warp, drinking those moments when. Yeah, well, when have you got it set up, Carlos? That's good. But yeah, I don't remember too much more. Now, what I was going to show you guys, give me a moment. is, if you zoom in, let me just get that there. Yep. What we'll see, you see that curve? Clear and distinct curve. That is our line. Boom. Now, the other thing I always remember from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and it's one of my favorite cinematic moments in some ways, is there's a song that I can't remember what the things are, but basically Magenta and Riff Raff have explained to I've said to Frank, we're going home. And Frank, that's this very emotional song about returning home and how great it is and da 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 da. And the oh, hey Sprue, how you doing? Anyway, and as he finishes the song, like I said, it's quite emotional sort of a thing. He Riff Raff looks at him and says, "Oh, how very sentimental, and also very presumptuous of you. When I said we, I meant Magenta and myself." Basically, then goes and annihilates him. Yeah, nice. Now, so if we go. Ah, yes. There we are. That's what I want. That's what they want. Stop them right there too, by golly. Now let's just make sure that's all good in the hood. Now, yeah. They say the best things in life are free, but you can give them to the birds and bees. Just give me money. Just give me money. Not quite. Grasshopper. And yes, that is one of my nicknames. Why you little? Hang on a moment, let's grab it from that side. Let's get a mouthful of coffee. That'll do me the world of good too, by golly, by gosh, by crikey. What should be a pretty straightforward and easy operation. I'm making quite a meal of it. Why you little? We'll go from that side. We'll go here. It always seems the one side is a bit more tricksy than the other. And I reckon, I could be full of shit, but I reckon that there we are we? That's pretty solid. It's okay, sir. Very solid. Now, Just take that on both sides all the way back, and then just mask up a few other bits and bobs. But that's going to be very, very easy because I can just go boom. Now, hang on a moment. Now, oh, there's going to be little tricks here. This is in deep because you see from here, it seems very, oh no, it's going to be a prick either way. Now, try this angle, Robster. Let's get that down. Let's go to... There. There we go. One side. It's interesting to note, or at least I've noticed, the shape. It's crying shame I don't have a Spitfire conveniently on hand. But knowing that a Merlin engine goes in, you can actually see it a bit in the shape of the front end. Next time, yeah, pick up a P-51 that would have been of the sort of variety that would have been powered by a Merlin, as far as a kit, obviously, unless you go to casual, unless it's a casual thing for you to scooch on down to your local aircraft warehouse and purchase a P-51D like everyone does. But yeah, if you've got the next time you got to get a kit, have a look at the front end, and you'll see that it's got some pretty big similarities to a Spitfire. Now that's not surprising given it's the same power plant. All right. Now, time to go boom shakalaka. I might use a bit of this just on the sides because it'll be just a bit easier from the viewpoint of it's a closer. Now, there we are. All right. All right, we are getting places. This is good. And now I'm just thinking where I need to be this morning. We're so getting this, and so long as I can get outside, it's going to be raining. I don't really want to do shake and bakes in here. They tend to, oh, why not? How's it different? Yes. Anyway, now, warning, guys. I forgot to charge my headset, and I did put it on for about 20 minutes, but it's just giving me a low charge noise. Now, we should be good, certainly, to get... Oh, it'll be good for a while yet, I would suggest. However, should my sound drop out, let us know. Well, I'm sure you will. You always have done in the past. And I'm very grateful for that. Trust me, because there's not much point if you don't hear me, is there? But just letting you know. I hope this rain. I've got myself a rather neat little, well, it's not that little, bookshelf to. I've almost finished unpacking my library. There you go, Bassman. There's a statement as to how well I'm feeling. I'm actually unpacking my library now. When it's all done, I actually would genuinely like, certainly with regards to the militaria and military history collection I have, which is extensive, but also just the whole thing, just to show it off a bit. So we might even do that. And whoops, the daisy, we need to keep that open. So we'll just go there. There's a little bit there. But yeah, I've got some, and when once I've shown you, if you would like, maybe, or if any of you would like me to maybe do a stream or to email you certain bits of data that I have in my possession, I could achieve that. Of course, the library I have is totally worth that. Trust me on this. Depending on your subject matter, I'm better than most public libraries. Now, that's if you look at my entire library, that is. Which is to say, I can tell you right now, my martial arts collection will ace most, in fact, any public library I've been to. My philosophy section, some, certainly, quite a few, in fact, it would be left going, yes, well, you just go and see Mr. Robster about have better collection. Military history, yeah. Strategy, yeah. Yeah. I've got a fair few history books in general. Yeah. I also have, and this is where it gets a bit cool in my eyes at least. All right, I reckon our paints are mixed. Now we're going to go with this one first, obviously. If I think there's something in there, we'll soon find out. If there's not, well, we'll deal with that. Anyway. Yeah, and that is that I have collections of the... I have what I call my classic literature collection, which includes the complete works of Dickens, but the winner here in my eyes, because they were my mum's, is the collection in question would probably be close to 100 years old. The other U-Butte is a collection of Jules Verne. Not Jules Verne, the H.G. Wells, the whole H.G. Wells. And again, similar sort of an age. Yeah, I'd actually have to fess up. They're probably in some ways my pride and joy because, ooh, I also have, and I don't have that in my library. I actually have it over on a shelf where I put a lot of my family related stuff in the living room. And it's, despite my mum being a militant atheist, she was given a Bible at some stage of her life and she was quite young. And it's one of those big leather-bound lock-up jobs. And man, it's so cool. Now, just get that out of the way. Let's see if there actually is any paint in this. It doesn't matter if there isn't, of course, because ultimately we have the other one. We don't need a lot. That'll do it, I should think. And that is that bottle done. But that's fine. Alrighty. Now, I've got a Webster International Dictionary, you know, one of those ones that are like about that wide. Yeah. I have some officially cool stuff. And hopefully I'll actually be able to show that off in about no more than a week. Be less. That would be kind of cool. Now, guys, I'm going to move the camera back a wee bit. Actually, what I'm going to do first. Hello. Is that so that when I switch the booth on, you don't get the blinding flash routine. Get on there, damn you. Yeah, we'll. Yep, we're good. All right, let's do this. There we go. Maybe a bit more up there. I forgot to turn the bloody booth on. And you're looking at me. Hang on, I should get those fumes attended to anyway. I will give this a bit more paint. We'll let that just settle for a moment. There you go. There's our... that's how quick it took. That's all the time it's taking. Here we go. Done. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Wow. That's cool. That is so cool. I'm a bit of a fan of old books. There is something undeniably, well, cool about them. Hurry along now. No, still going through the... There we go. Now, hopefully this will be an easier clean, given that I didn't really... Oh, dude. That's... Yeah, that is way cool. Yeah. Those old leather-bound and wood-bound books are so good. Yeah. Yes, that should all be on. Even my mother was an avid cook. Many of my books are. My collection comes from a total of. Let me see this. I had a few of it, as you do, and then I got a stack of martial arts books from a mate who had pretty much fallen out of love with them for some reason. Hang on, what goes on here? Well, actually, no, I do sort of get it. What the hell? Anyway, and so he gave all his books to me, and indeed his weapons too, as you do. So I scored a couple of extra weapons out of that. Then I scored a mate of mine with an extensive military history and archaeology collection. Was moving to a smaller house and had all these books. But I like them. Okay, yeah. Then a friend of mine's father was moving to a nursing home. First rate, nice. They would kick ass. Anyway, and moving to a nursing home, and he had all these books. I can certainly have a look at what you got, you know. I gave quite a few, in both, some of those instances, I gave quite a few away, don't get me wrong, but also kept quite a few. And then there was my mum. Now, a friend of mine, who I told that tale to, made the observation, and to be fair, he had a case, or has a case, that the word no exists in the English language for those occasions when one perhaps, I'll just go and turn this light out, or turn the booth off. There we go. I don't like the fact, I know it strobes on the screen, I don't like it. I don't like it. What was I getting to? But yeah, I'm when it comes to certain things and certain subjects, good luck with that. He also made the observation that I'm not a hoarder, but by gods, I run the ragged edge. He said I collect specific things and I don't just put them away somewhere. I do put them out somewhere so people can see them and I can enjoy them. But yeah, there's a shitload of stuff. And books are one of them. And yeah. Oh, look at that mucky muck. Out you come. And yeah. This is how I wind up with a collection that is such as it is. But yeah, that 1842 book is a bit special, Dave. That trumps anything I have, which is an achievement of its own. But yeah, once I've got it all up and running, which isn't, like I said, too far away. My cookery collection is also quite special. My mother was an avid cook. Indeed, perhaps in some ways it was her undoing of her health. It's all well and good to enjoy your cookery, but you need to look after your health as well. She wasn't too big on that. But yeah. There we go. Just get that bit off the end there. Nice. Now, next. I've seen people airbrush without those on. As far as on video, I haven't seen it in person. I mean, you can do it. Not quite sure why you would, because then your needle's sticking out. But yeah, whatever, man. Delay. Now. £1. Fuck, that's a steal. Even 40 years ago, dude. That is a steal. Nice one. He shoots, he scores. Nice one. Yeah, that's what you want. This is what you want. This is what you get. This is what you want. This is what you get. Yeah, nice. Yeah, there are some books in my collection I would be curious to know what they were like. That whole Dickens collection, I would be curious. You know, that of its own, even current print books from recent print would probably not be that cheap, let alone hardcover over 100 years old. You know, yeah. The library will also double as my music room, or at least when I have visitors, which is to say when I do jamming, I'll go down there to have a bit more space so that I don't have to sit in my living room with somebody and be a bit cramped where I've got so much shit. Well, it's not shit, but it's a very busy little space. A minimalist would have kittens if they saw my place. That makes for an interesting mental picture. Now, delay. Now, we might, once I've got this clean, even be able to, there we go. Not yet. Let's finish cleaning. I'm getting a bit excited here. Oh, well, enthusiasm never hurt anybody. Actually, that's not true. Think about it. How many times have somebody been a little overzealous and wound up coming a cropper? I think we've all, in fact, done that at some stage of our lives. Yeah. But enthusiasm is a good thing in anything you do. If you're not enjoying what you're doing, why are you doing it, guys? I mean, I know some people would suggest Yeah, well, there is such a thing as requiring an income. A valid counter argument, I must say, and yeah, but the as far as this sort of caper goes, if you're not enjoying it, why would you do it? Just nice. Sometimes because I've seen that there's a fair bit of paint got into the nozzle, despite this small amount. I sometimes get a little, and it seems to actually have still held a fair bit of residue in the reservoir. So what I'm wondering, yeah, excuse me a moment while I just. There we go. All right. Here we come. Now, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting, because there's a few things that ultimately the boxes that all the books are in, also because when I got the removalists in, I know there's I assume this applies over in the UK and US and Canada. There's a certain weight limit you shouldn't put in boxes, because when you're talking about books, that limit gets reached pretty easily. And so what I did was, once I got to a certain point, I just put light stuff at the top. That was my theory, and it worked. That means I've also got this other stuff that I need to work out and put places and do things and yada yada yada. So you get the idea. Now, yeah, there's heaps of green still in here. I'm going to get some more thinner today. I'm running low. Running low. Oh, yeah. Oh no. When I said running low, because of course that's, don't know if you guys are familiar, that's a line out of Hallowed Be Thy Name from Iron Maiden. And I was thinking, because the first line of the first couple of lines of the first verse are, when the priest comes to read me my last rites, take a look through the bars of the last sights. And I was thinking, there's got to be some way, when the paint comes to an end, and it's, I don't know, afterwards, there's lyrics here. What could it be? Painting be thy name. Yeah. Hey, yeah. Painting be thy name. And today, Robster is extremely silly. Let's, there we go. Now, once we've got this done, we'll have a quick look to see how the masking went. Then we'll do the propeller blades. And that will not require me cleaning my airbrush, which is a bit of a win. Oh, let's come out. Oh, hang on. I see you. Yes. Yes. I'm on to you, by golly. Now we'll go up through the mechanism again. And then we get to quicker stuff, much quicker stuff. Rubbing. Now. Yeah, you can see there's still quite a bit of muck in there. Thrubbing. Now, we're pretty happy once we've got this cleaned, and then it's in there, I reckon. That's our issue. So now this one's already bent, so we're going to go from this side with this. That's the theory. Okay. Go through your pitch. No. Yes. Gotcha. Now, did I get throbbing? Now we're getting places on the airbrush, I tell you. Yeah, there we go. Out you come. Now we're getting to the happy, happy, joy, joy space. Alrighty, almost there. Right there, perhaps. Aha, yes, indeed. Yeah, it's so easy to miss stuff. And I know I'm a bit anal about this sort of shit, but you know. Given the consequences of not being attentive enough. Yeah! Right, one last little trick. If I can put this away. Put them away, put them away, put them away now. Oh dear. Now, the last thing I like doing with before I start assembling this is just a bit of probable, I suppose it could be called cleaning pedantry. These last stages that I do, but you know. It's just the way I roll. Now, next, first, come here, you. There we go. All right. Now, bing. And click that in. There we go. Slide. Just, yep, very good. Winner. Right. That's almost that done. And then we'll unwrap the fuselage. Actually, I might as well just completely unwrap it because our next stage is the red, and that's a different set of masking altogether. And then we can get onto the propeller blades, I would suggest. Now, oop, hang on a moment, guys. I might as well just keep you here because it's not like there's anything to see right now. Hey, cutie guy, how you doing? Just once I've got this done, I'll bring the camera back around. We'll unwrap the fuselage, and then we'll get onto the propeller blades. This will be what happens. I'm good. I'm very good. Don't want to hurry on, please. How much more is there? Almost done. Yeah. What the great part about the shake and bake that I am planning to use for the propellers is, of course, that there's no cleaning required whatsoever. It's mask, shake, bake. So, you know. finally. Hang on a moment, this is a bit loose. Yep. As an aside, if you see any bubbles coming out, it's worth tightening your stuff, because what that can lead to is bubbles or leaking air into your. Actually, I should probably check that. That'll be good. If you see bubbles coming through there, it means that you're leaking air down here, and that's going to affect your brushing. So if you see any bubbles, like I was putting water through, I saw little bubbles coming out here. That's not what you want. There yet? Hey, come on now. How much more water can there be? Yeah, we're good now. All right. Yep. All righty. Now, next we unwrap the fuselage. Well, next I get this put away, and I bring the camera around, and I can turn this off. All right. So, let's just pop our airbrush away. Now, so, and like I said, we may as well as unwrap the whole box and dice, because it needs to be before we can do the red. Now, there we go. Oops. Gonna need to tidy that up. But as far as the mask on the side there, but that's okay. That's now these bits need to come off. Oh, it's looking fairly clean. Do I do the other side for come here? Yeah, getting there. A little bit of a tidy up required, maybe. Anyway, here's our. We've now got our olive in position. Now there's a couple of little. There's the tidy up. Yeah, there's a little bit there, but there she blows. Now, might as well. We're going to need to do a few little removals here as well. I don't mind if I pull off previous masks. I think it'll zoom out a bit too much, because ultimately, tail'll be a piece of piss. It's only going to be one bit there, and then a line, fundamentally. Now, as I said, there's that little tidy up. There's a few little tidy ups that are going to have to happen, and that's fine. That's all very normal. But it is coming along now. Rubbing. So yeah. Now, oh, fuck off, ski. That's okay. I'll glue that back in immediately. Tells you how strong tape can be, though. Never mind. Now. Looks like the rain may have passed. This could be very good. Or maybe like an early start on picking up that shelf I mentioned earlier, which in turn means I can put a couple of hours into getting my library sorted. Now, get this off my bloody finger. You come here, you. Why, you little. All right. So, once I've glued that back in, yeah, she's coming along. And there are, as I said, some little tidy ups, but that's okay. It's all very par for the course on that front. Just went to pick up a glue and to glue that back in. And it started to give me the fun and games routine to see how this one rolls. Oh, this one's looking a bit cooperative. Let's see. Are we cooperative? We are cooperative. Winner. Boom. 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 Boom, boom, boom. Now, it's that way around. There we go. Have to read it. That's better. There we go. Boom. All back together. Yep. So here is where we're at. I'm kind of tempted So all our masking's paid off. Our vent's still good. We now just need to do the red line from there down to there, I think it is, and a bit at the front there. I'm kind of tempted to remove this just to make sure. In fact, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. And that is still traveling well, is it? Yep. So she's coming along. Happy with that. As you can see, there's a few little tidy ups that are going to have to happen, but they're not that many. They are not that extensive. Boom. All right. Pop that over to there for the time being. Zoom out. Now, our next one, and this should be a very easy operation. Mouthful of coffee required. Now, now here are the propeller blades. So our first port of call. Hopefully the tape comes off nice and easily for us. Let's see how we got on that front. Bit nervous after the having the tail come off. But I'm going to pull them off the sprue. That's more what I'm going. If that happens, I have a cunning plan. Oh, come on. Stop that. Now, I'm wondering whether the clear tape is better for the top because I'll be able to see straight through as to where I'm going. Or whether I should just go for a thinner piece of tape. But this one's been a bit tempting to make. Because you'd be thinking, well, you might think that the I don't know. That's a bit touchy. Now, but we have a specific mark to aim for, which is kind of cool. And it's going to make it a lot easier. So, once we get this done, or unwrapped and then masked, I'm going to get the shake and bake, which is in the cupboard, I believe. Maybe here. All right. Okay, that one's clearly needs to be put on something else. I am thinking I might benefit from just doing that in general. Doing it with all four of them. Because then I can go right. In fact, as luck would have it, look at that. Who would have thought, eh? Now, those ones, however, are quite stable. So I'll just put that next to them. Now, I am inclined to think half bits. I don't need full width, obviously. We'll get our job done. Note that is half widths, not half widths. Yeah. we go. And over. All right. And they're not at the same level. That can't be right. I think I'm better off using smaller pieces. I think the bigger pieces come with the downside of you sort of got to reach it. Yeah, I know what I mean. I know what I mean. Even if they're solid, they're going to be that bit closer to the dimensions that I require. Now, here's a question. Don't come up on my bloody thing, you bitch of a thing. I need you there. No, can't do it that. This is actually trickier than I thought. Maybe that's why Hasegawa supply the little decals to do it. Yeah, I'm not doing it that way. All it really means is that I need to do two pieces, not just one, and just make sure I get them right. Come here. There we go. Now, these certainly do not merit a stream on their own. That much is definite. One. Yay! And we pop him there. Hopefully the others are a bit more, well, a bit of a learning experience was had by me there, and that's fine. So, I might as well as do all three and then do the other side. Is my plan. Then, as I said, I'll just go get the shake and bake, and then we'll do them. And then they're done, we shall wind the stream up. I think it could be a thing. Oh, it's just my imagination. Now, I like making progress. Yes, I do. I think we all do. Ayo. That's a bit frustrating. Here's the plan. 1, 2. It's getting a little more tricky. Maybe if I... Oh, you little bugger. There we go. Oh, don't you even. Where to go this time? For fuck's sake, Richie. Oh, here it is. No, I'll just get myself another bit. I'm thinking, and I do sometimes, it's true, if I go a little bit longer, it'll give me that bit more space, perhaps, to do the second bits. Like so. All right. Would I consider doing 2 at the same time? Possibly. Probably not. Actually, be damned. I'm going to try. I'm probably going to go, that was a bad idea, but never mind. Nope, that actually worked quite well. I need to do a bit of jiggery pokery here to get them absolutely right. Boom. Now, get this out the way. That out the way. These out the way. Give me a brief moment. And I shall be back. And then we'll get them done. Winning. Up we get. Dearie me. Yeah, I think I need a new office chair. That one's just continually going down, which I don't actually mind because it means I have to get it from a lower position, which is a good bit, an additional bit of work for my hip now. Black. Back in black. I hit the sack. Let's get a bit of light on the subject matter, shall we? Aha! Now, again, happy I don't require much. I will get a glove on for the occasion, and I will put the and in fact, given the length of time it's going to take, again, I'm going to do as I did earlier. I'm just going to oh my god, I'm out of coffee. Because this is not going to take long at all. Let me just get a glove. Keep shaking for a bit. Now, I'm not going to be taking the tape off of the propellers because they're going to be wet at the end of the stream. But we can have a quick gander at very happy looking Mustang, which is coming along quite happily. And then we'll wind it all up. All right, now to spare you guys the blinding flash that you'll see is going to happen. There we go. And done. No cleanup. No mess. No fuss. Done. All righty. Business over here, Rob. Now, bring the camera back around. So, yeah. Boom. That easy, kids. But what we did get done today, aside from that, is, of course, we've done our Olive now. So, yeah, she's coming along. Now, the final colour to do is the red. But it's looking quite nice on the whole. So, yeah. All right. And that is me done. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Yeah, pretty happy with the progress we made today. Okay, first time viewers out there, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. If you haven't worked out, I was going to suggest that. You're just not paying attention, guys. I mean, really now. Other platforms, if you would. I was pretty happy with the progress I made today, David. Yeah. Other platforms, if you'd like to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube. I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And again, we come to those words of follow, like, or subscribe. There we have it. Alrighty. Well, that pretty much covers the whole subject, man. And tomorrow, as I said, there's only one color left to put on the P-51D, and that is red. This we will then do. Yes. And after that, it's just touch-up work, but we'll do all our touch-ups once we finish the airbrush. It's coming along pretty well, cutie guy. I'm pretty happy with it, man. Glad you enjoyed it, Bassman. Have a good day, mate. Or evening, or whichever is relevant for your part of the world. All right. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll put the red on the P-51D. After that, we're going to move on to the BF-109A, do the airbrushing on that. And then once they're all airbrushed, and I might revisit the idea of airbrushing the lines on the Stang, although I could just use the decals. We'll see how that rolls. Yeah, we'll get on to assembly. Yes. Although in some cases there might be a bit more work to do on some small stuff. But yeah. Alrighty. That's me done. As I said, thank you again for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.